Hello and welcome to this channel update video. There's quite a few topics I want to talk about today, and I've never really done a video like this before where I'm just talking about, where I'm bringing you news, updates to the channel, future things as well that are coming up. So I thought I'd just create this for you all as sort of like an extra video. I've got some events and things coming up. For those events I'll probably do like a special video like this, or I might post things on my Facebook. I'm going to start using my Facebook a bit more now. Another bit of news is I've now created an Instagram where I'll be taking pictures of my models, painted models hopefully, bikes, things out and about on my little journeys, all kinds of things. So if you want to join me on that, it's free. You know, it just gives you an extra way of absorbing some extra content, put it that way. But I'll be uploading and posting some things on Facebook, and I'll probably start up my Twitter again. I'll post some sort of questions. It might be hobby related, might be motorcycle related, but I strongly urge you to at least follow me on Instagram, because there's the motorcycle live show next week in Birmingham. It's probably the biggest in the UK, and it's a big advert really for motorcycles in general, and gives the manufacturers chance to promote their new bikes and give you a bit of a sneak peek and all the rest of it. And I will be there taking pictures, video, whatever, and now that I've got all my sort of social media things ironed out, I'll be taking pictures and putting them on Instagram and things like that. So if you're into motorcycling in a big way and you can't afford to go, or you just can't go for another reason, then this way you'll see all the new bikes and gear and things like that. So if there's anything in particular you'd like me to shoot video of, or take pictures, put on Instagram, more than happy to do that while I'm walking around the stands and things. So that's another sort of facet of the social media side covered. I've also started a Patreon. This isn't the Patreon video. I sort of decided not to make a specific Patreon video, so this is it in this big channel update video. I never really thought about making a video about Patreon. I never thought about joining it. It was only a few of my subscribers just, you know, said that they'd support me, or said that they'd check the Patreon out if I ever did one. I've created well over 700 videos now, which is a huge amount. I've been on YouTube only 4 years, and I think I've improved anyway, and my content has definitely varied from sort of low quality video and audio, knife unboxings and reviews, and it's just been bolstered with better reviews and better content. I started up one of my hobbies again, Warhammer, and obviously that's brought me a lot of content too, and brought you guys a lot of content. But yeah, no, I never set out to sort of set something out to get some money or make money out of it. It's just one of those things that if you do get money from it, it can be reinvested into the channel, and you get bigger, better content, and it just, you know, just improves everything. Where I could, I've always invested, whether it be memory cards, whether it be better computer, way faster internet, better video. Where I can, I've always invested heavily into the channel, and I've bought many things that I wouldn't necessarily thought of buying if I didn't have the channel. That does seem a bit odd that someone would buy things, you know, to make videos of and things like that. But that's just one of those things. It's you know, an after effect of the channel, buying things to sort of review them. If you want to review things, you can't expect after making your channel a week later for big companies and things to send you products to review. And if that was the case early on, it would be very biased, and you'd say nothing but positive things. Whereas if it's your own money and you've invested a lot, then you're going to be a lot more analytical, because you've worked hard for that, and you've had to spend your own cash, after tax obviously, to get these things. So anyway, that's the sort of like Patreon. If you can donate, that just, you know, make my world. But if you can't, just obviously keep spreading the message of the channel. If you buy things because of a review, just email the company and say, yeah, Super's review sort of swayed me or whatever. If you can't contribute financially, contributing with your time means more to me at the end of the day. So if you want to continue that and continue sort of giving your time, yeah, definitely check out the Instagram where I'll be posting updates of models and bike pictures, things like that. So that's the social media aspect that I wanted to talk about the channel. I'm contactable now all the time. I think over the last week or so, people that have been putting comments on my YouTube have noticed that I've got back to them within a few minutes, which is just awesome, and I love being able to interact with you all now quicker. So that's that side of the channel update sort of done, and now we'll talk about my other big part of this video, which is Forgeworld. So if you're new to Warhammer and you've only been collecting it for a year or two, you might have heard somewhere that every year or every couple of years, Games Workshop and Forgeworld, they increase their prices. And this happened the other day with Forgeworld. I quickly scoured the internet just to make sure I didn't have my skeptical glasses on, and I wasn't just looking at prices that I couldn't believe. It has actually happened, and many of you that buy Forgeworld products, you might not have noticed, so I thought I'd put it in this video too. Last year the prices went up by, I'll give a prime example of the Fellblade, quite a popular model. So Space Marine Fellblade, it was 155, and then last year they bumped it up to 170. So that's £15 that they bumped it up. So that's just less than a 10% increase, which is astronomical when you think of just inflation, for instance, and the increase in wages, things like that. So that went from 155 to 170. This year it's 175. So that's gone up by £5, which isn't as big an increase, but it's still an increase. The Spartan, last year it's 101 and it went to 105. It's now 109. So that's another £4. So it's gone up the same amount as it did last year. Well, £4. The Sakaran, it was 72, then it went to 76. Now this year it's £79. No bones about it, that's pretty much 80 quid for a, I'd say medium-ish tank. £80. Primarchs, we all balked at the price of Perturabo when he was first released, and I think it was like £60 or £65. It may have actually been 60, and we thought, what, £60 for a Primarch? That's crazy. Well, now Perturabo this year is £70. Exactly the same model as last year, exactly the same. They haven't put, you know, gold dust in the resin mold or anything like that. His rules suddenly haven't got better overnight. He's £70, the same price as Lehman Russ, and that's what they were testing the waters for with Lehman Russ. They do it. Games Workshop do it. They test the water with a model. They bring it out at a specific price. If it sells well or sells to their expectations, then the next model they'll bring out, they'll try and get away with putting it at that price, and then a year later they'll try and up the price of the other models to sort of fall in line with that. You're probably going to see that with Magnus. That's my prediction. Magnus is going to come out. They might charge £120 for him. I'm not sure, but if that sells well, then obviously the other Chaos Primarchs and even the loyal Primarchs, they're probably going to try and push them at that price. Now, that all sounds a bit negative, because I love the hobby, and the hobby costs a lot of money anyway. So there's nothing more I hate than the price of models going up. It's, you know, quite personal to me, because I think, well, you know, I've been buying the models, I'm supporting the hobby. I really enjoy the hobby, I enjoy the models, I enjoy doing on the unboxings and things like that, but I just take a bit personal, and you shouldn't, because it's business, but I do, and that's because why has it gone up? You know, it's gone up by so much, that's the thing. But I'd just be whining if I was telling you that prices have gone up boo-hoo. Where it becomes interesting is offering solutions. If you offer solutions, you're not whining, you're not bitching, you're not complaining. You bring something positive to the table. Now, there's a few ways to go about this. One, you can stop buying Forgeworld models, full stop, like completely. You could even stop buying some of the Games Workshop models, because they're under the same umbrella, they're under the same company, and money does change hands between them. There's, you know, that's just the way it is. Games Workshop sell their plastic miniatures in the Betrayal at Calth, Prospero it Burns. Forgeworld supposedly take a hit from the resin models that they are not selling, so Games Workshop would, you know, try and fill that gap. So that's one solution, a bit extreme. Second solution is just be very, very picky with the models that you buy. Third solution is buy what you can now, which might not be an option for the majority of people, but at least if you buy some items this year, you're going to sort of reap the rewards in years to come. I mentioned this with the Warhound Titan. I bought my original Warhound Titan for I think £250. The Mars pattern cost the same because it came out a couple of years later, or a year or two later, or a year after I got mine actually. And now I think they're now £280 without the weapons, and they're trying to push the weapons for £40. So you're looking at £360 for a model that sort of 11 years ago, 12 years ago would cost you £250. So it's £110, you know, increase. So you know, you buy a Titan now, and in 10 years time, just imagine how much that's going to be. And you can't say no, that's not going to happen or anything like that, because look at the evidence from the past 10 years. Instead of keeping the same prices or reducing them, giving discounts, things like that, it's always going to be aggressively increasing while there's while it's popular and while there's a huge interest. That's just the way it is. So they're the solutions. Obviously there's a fourth solution, which is the elephant in the room, which people do talk about. Well, there's 5 solutions really. The fourth one is you can buy your sort of resin models elsewhere. It's good for the individual, sort of short term, but it's bad for everybody else, because they make less sales and they're more likely just to increase prices anyway due to those those sales that they're missing out on. And the fifth option is just to try and make your own, which again, 3D printers quite expensive, and the casts themselves, they're not very, very cheap either. It depends. It is a bit of fun though. That sort of technology can only get cheaper. So they're all the solutions. I didn't want to turn it into a rant. I just thought I'd make you all aware, especially if you're new to the hobby or whatever, that a model that was around start of last year was 155 and it's now 175. Models that were 72 are now 79. So just to make you aware, be vigilant about prices, guys. Be savvy. There's also two reasons, two sort of popular reasons I've seen. One is that they raise their prices to sort of plug a hole in the sales lost from the resin versions of the plastic. I don't buy that personally. It's a poor business decision if you're going to release a new line of miniatures or whatever, that's going to take away, you know, a big chunk of your money, and your fallback is to, you know, increase the price of other models that are sort of related. And the other reason is they've got a free standard shipping thing at the moment. You've got to spend at least £75 between now and New Year's Eve, and then you get a free shipping voucher. That's good, but really they should be giving you free shipping for orders that are 50 quid or more, in my opinion, because all the free shipping sort of thing does is it relays to them that their price increase is justified and excellent, and also you're sort of tied in to spend some money in January as well. Now that's great if you get some Christmas money and things, if you're a child or a man-child, then that's great, but it's sort of like they're double dipping you, if that makes sense. So that was just my sort of second part of the the video, of the update. I just wanted to relay those two big topics to you: the social media side. Follow me, do the Patreon if you wish. There's going to be more content in different forms for the channel, and the other side, which is the Forgeworld price increase and the sort of discussion around that. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please do thumbs up it, share it, do what you have to, and leave a comment. You know, share your thoughts and opinions on all of this. I genuinely sort of believed that Games Workshop were sort of turning a corner. I still think they are in some respects. They got the White Dwarf, which is brilliant at the moment. They're bringing out the specialist games. I think Blood Bowl's coming out this weekend. Quick note on that, I won't be getting it. I've recently purchased a car. I know people go on about, oh, you must be so rich, you know, you got all the models, and you know, you bought a Warlord and all the rest of it, but actually I've never had a vehicle like a car. Never had a car. And I'm getting on a bit. And so if you're like an 18-19 year old and you've got a car, then there you go. You know, you might have spent a lot of money on your car, and you probably have cars, and you know, until you're my age. And that, you know, that's a choice, and they cost money, and in my opinion a lot of them are black holes, you know, because you could have 6 cars and you wouldn't really have much to show for it. You might have, you know, a few years no claims and things to show for it. But anyway, I don't want to get on a tangent about, you know, possessions and physical items, things like that. I just wanted to make the point that money's money, and it can be spent on various different things, and if it's not spent on one, it'll inevitably be spent on another. So no Blood Bowl, to cut a long story short, but there may be other things, and there'll definitely be content and things up to Christmas, and I'll release a lot of content this Christmas, because I didn't release sort of hardly any last Christmas, and I hope you look forward to that. So thanks for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.